Today we're going to do a short sequence to help you manage anxiety and overwhelm. Just before we start, just a few reminders. Anxiety is a sign of a healthy brain trying to keep you safe. The only time anxiety becomes a problem is when we get anxious about normal day-to-day things. However, it's a sign, it's our body telling us that it's time to pause, time to slow down. So if you are feeling anxious, maybe it's worth taking some time out. Take some time to reflect on how you can slow down, how you can maybe take a pause and honour your body and allow yourself to just be. I'm going to show you some practices today that are going to help you calm your mind. Okay, so we're going to start with the longer exhalation. When we slow our breath down, it helps us to calm our minds. So sitting in a nice, comfortable position, take a nice, smooth breath in and a longer, slower, smoother breath out. Breathing in, nice, long, smooth breath in, and extending your exhalation, longer, slower, smoother. And again, breathing in, try and take the breath all the way down into your belly. Breathing out, allowing the belly to sink. Nice, long, slow, smooth breath out. Keep breathing like this. And you can either count your breath, breathing in for 3 or 4 and out for 5 or 6, or you can just do it intuitively like I've been teaching you. Nice, long, smooth breath in and a longer, slower, smooth breath out. Nice, long, smooth breath in and a longer, slower, smooth breath out. 2 more times. Long, smooth breath in and a longer, slower, smooth breath out. Last time. Nice, long, smooth breath in and a longer, slower, smoother breath out. And now we're going to do a practice called Peace Begins With Me, another great way to calm anxious thoughts. This works on 2 levels. We say the mantra, peace begins with me, and whatever it is that we are feeling anxious about, our brain literally can't do 2 things at once. So as soon as we start speaking a mantra out loud, it takes our awareness away from whatever it is that we are feeling anxious and overwhelmed about, and it opens up and wakes up a different part of the brain. When we do a mudra, which is a hand gesture, every hand gesture has a slightly different energy. And this is because we have 72,000 different nerve endings in our hands and our fingers. So when we combine the mantra with the mudra, it changes our vibration, it changes our energy. And I love this practice. Peace begins with me. So we say peace and we bring our thumb and our forefinger together. This unites the body with the universe. It's called Wisdom Mudra or Gyan Mudra. Begins is middle finger and thumb together, and this aids patience. This promotes patience. With is ring finger and thumb together, and this promotes vitality and vibrancy because it links us to the sun. And me is little finger and thumb together, and this aids communication. So it's peace begins with me. You don't need to keep the hands up there like that though, you can just rest them on your lap. Let's begin. Peace begins with me. 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 2 more times. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Just check in with how you feel. So if you do that practice on its own, you do that until you feel a little shift. That might be a sigh or a smile or a yawn. You may feel a lightening in your shoulders or a really grounding sensation. And that's a sign that you've shifted something. And these little shifts are really powerful because these little shifts all mount up to turn into something quite profound. We're going to finish off with an oxytocin hug. So we've done these before. We've hugged our shoulders, we've hugged our knees to our chest. This time we're literally going to place our hands on our heart. And just breathe smoothly and deeply. You can come back to those longer exhalations if you like. So placing our hands on our heart is like giving our heart a hug. And hugs release oxytocin. Because of the different nerve endings in our hands and the weight and the warmth of them, it's terribly comforting to place them over our heart, calming our heart rate and releasing the feel-good hormone, oxytocin. And then gently releasing your hands, and we're going to come onto all fours. We're going to do a cat and cow slow flow practice by uniting the body with the breath and moving really slowly and gently. What we're doing is activating our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. It's really important to bring the body, the mind back into alignment, back into coherence, back into balance, which is what we need to do when we're feeling anxious. So gently rolling over onto all fours, coming into child's pose, resting your forehead on the floor, turning inwards, allowing your awareness to rest on your breath. Following the breath all the way in and all the way out. Child's pose is a beautifully restorative pose that helps to activate your rest and digest response, your parasympathetic nervous system, balancing the mind. Coming on to all fours as you breathe in, gazing upwards, allowing the belly to sink towards the mat. Cow breath. Breathing out, curling the chin towards the chest, stretching from the crown of the head to the sitting bone. Cat breath. Breathing in, sitting back onto your heels. And breathe out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under as you breathe out. Coming into downward dog and walking your dog, alternate heels towards the floor. Activating your glutes, your hamstrings and your calves. Lower both heels towards the floor, connecting to your palms. Nice length through the arms, elbow creases looking at one another, triceps looking at the mat. Relax the back of your neck, your gaze is soft between your feet. Visualize your shoulder blades moving up the back towards your bum up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're practicing outside like me. Nice line of energy down the legs to the heels, tucked behind the ankles, downward dog. And then breathing in, sinking down onto your knees. Breathe out, sitting back onto your heels into child's pose. Taking a nice smooth breath in and out. Remembering that slowing down the breath slows down the mind. Getting us out of those high beta brain waves that happen when we're stressed and anxious. Slowing those brain waves right down. Breathing in, coming up onto all fours. Allow the belly to sink towards the mat as you look up. Breathe out, sucking the belly up towards the spine, turning your gaze inwards. Breathe in, sitting back onto your heels. And then breathe out, coming up into downward dog. Taking a nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Coming up onto all fours as you breathe in, gazing up. Breathe out, gazing in. Breathing in, sitting back onto your heels into child's pose, and then breathe out, curling the toes under, directing your hips up to the ceiling, coming into downward dog. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Breathing in, coming up onto all fours, gazing up, cow breath. Breathing out, sucking the belly up to the spine, cat breath. Breathing in, sitting back onto your heels, coming into child's pose. Breathe out, coming into downward dog. Breathing in and out. 2 more times. Breathing in, sinking down onto your knees. Breathing out, sitting back onto your heels. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto all fours as you breathe in, stretching through the front of the body. Breathe out, stretching from the crown of the head to the sitting bone. Breathing in, sitting back into child's pose. Breathe out, curling the toes under, coming into downward dog. And breathe in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Breathing in, coming up onto all fours, allowing the belly to move towards the mat as you gaze upwards. Breathe out, turning that gaze inwards as you bring the belly up towards the spine. Breathing in, sinking into child's pose. And breathe out, coming into downward dog. walking the feet up towards the hands, coming into a forward fold. Tiny bend in the knees and gently rolling up one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to just do a little grounding practice now that we're standing upright, bringing the hands to heart center. Into Tadasana, mountain pose. Gently bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. And imagine that you have roots growing out of your feet, down through all the many layers of the earth. Deeper and deeper and deeper. And imagine these roots wrapping themselves once, twice, 3 times around the earth's core. And then draw that beautiful grounded earth energy back up through the many layers of the earth, through your roots, right the way into the soles of your feet. And imagine that beautiful grounded energy flowing up your legs, into your torso, giving your heart a wonderful hit of beautiful grounded energy. And then allow that energy to keep flowing through your chest, along your neck and out through your face and out through the crown of your head. Just taking some time to ground yourself when you're feeling anxious, connecting to that beautiful grounded earth energy beneath our feet can be terribly liberating. And of course, if you're out and about, you may not want to stand in mountain pose. You can just simply stand. And you can even close down your eyes and imagine your roots connecting you to the earth beneath your feet. Just taking some time to ground will calm your mind, easing those anxious thoughts. And now we're going to do a little practice that is going to change our vibration. It's called breath of joy. So we're going to breathe in and take the arms overhead, breathe in again as we take the arms out to the side, and breathe in again as we take the arms overhead. And then as we breathe out, we're going to say, ah, and bend the legs and swing the arms backwards. Two more times. And then coming back up, you can give yourself a little hug. Just notice how you can feel that energy fizzing through your body. This practice always makes me feel really joyful. I think it's a nice way to just shift the energy and the vibration that is surrounding us when we're feeling a bit anxious. We're going to finish off with legs up the wall. So we're going to finish the practice with the legs up the wall. It's called Viparata Karini, and it does what it says on the tin, legs up the wall. It's a deeply restorative pose. I don't have a wall because I'm out in nature, but I'm going to use this tree. I've just asked it for its permission. So basically what you do It's not terribly dignified getting in and out, but it is so worth it when we're there. And let's face it, we're all friends together. So you shift your bottom as close to the wall, a door, a wardrobe, whatever you've got. You can even use a sofa and let your legs bend and rest your lower legs on the top of the sofa. Whatever you've got. Rest your legs up against the wall, palms either side of your hips. Close down your eyes. Bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. Softening your forehead. Releasing the space between your eyes and around your eyes. Relaxing your mouth, tongue and jaw. Softening your throat and neck. Releasing your shoulders, relaxing your arms and hands. Resting with our legs up the wall is deeply restorative, activating the parasympathetic nervous system because the blood is flowing easily down your legs back to your heart instead of working really hard to flow up your legs back to your heart. This helps to calm the heart rate. We've also calmed the brain waves with our breath work and our practice today. So we're bringing our body back into balance and alignment, calming those anxious thoughts. Rest here for as long as feels comfortable. If you have low blood pressure, you may notice that your toes become a bit numb, and it's time then to transition out of it. This is such a deeply restorative pose. If you don't have any numbness in your toes, you can stay here for as long as you like. When you're ready to transition out of it, you gently bend your knees, roll over, ideally to your right hand side, but wherever you have space, and gently come back into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next time.